Ready?
Go. Yes.
Hi, this is Jessica Hennig from Iron Fist and Game of Thrones, and I'm telling you to go subscribe to FilmFan0599.
Thank you. Hey, what's up, you guys? FilmFan0599 here again, and today we're going to review Season 1 of Marvel's The Defenders. So, before we get into my review for Season 1, I just want to let you guys know that, of course, if you're new to this, I go in depth with my TV show reviews, which that means there's going to be spoilers in the reviews. So, if you haven't seen Season 1 of Marvel's The Defenders, you probably shouldn't watch this review. But if you have seen the season, or if you just don't care about spoilers, then continue on watching. So, here we go. So, Season 1 of Marvel's The Defenders is basically what this season is basically about. It's about the five fingers of the hand are basically now all coming together. Like, the destruction for New York is happening. And, you know, all of Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist, they all have all their own issues that bring them together to try to defeat the Hand. So, what did I think of Marvel's The Defenders Season 1? Season 1 I went into with a lot of expectations because this was supposed to be the giant build-up. This was supposed to be the giant conclusion to, you know, because we've been building this up for like 2 years now with Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and now this is supposed to be like the Avengers for television, basically. And this was supposed to be the big team up, the big giant team up that we have all been waiting for. And was it worth it? Indeed it was, people. It was indeed worth it. I absolutely loved Season 1 of Marvel's The Defenders. It was such a great team up series. I absolutely enjoyed this season. Season 1 of Marvel's The Defenders is fantastic. I had such a blast watching this season. It is so great. So let's get into my positives with the season. My positives are, first being the acting. The acting is absolutely tremendous all around the board from everyone in this show. Charlie Cox as, of course, Matt Murdock / Daredevil. He's by far the one that gives the best performance to me in this entire season. He is so great. I love him in this series, and he's honestly the best character as well in this series because there's just a lot of conflict between his character. Because if you know, I'm pretty sure if you're watching this, you've seen Daredevil Season 2. At the end of Daredevil Season 2, he's done being Daredevil. Like, he just quits. He's not doing it anymore. But he has that certain urgency, and it shows in this, you know, season that he has that certain urgency that he's like, no, I am the devil of Hell's Kitchen. I am the Daredevil. Like, you know, that he has that urgency throughout that, you know, that conflict of, you know, should I still be the Daredevil, or will I risk losing all my friends? But, you know, he's like, no, this is my life now. This is what I do. I am the Daredevil. And it's so great. I just love seeing that conflict with this character in this season. It's just so fantastic. And Charlie Cox just gives a really great performance and really sells me on this character. He really does. He really embodies this character a lot. I absolutely love him. He does such a great job in this season. You know, he was really, really fantastic. Krysten Ritter as Jessica Jones. I really enjoyed her in this season. She did a really great job as well. I enjoyed her. You know, she's that snarky you-know-what, but, you know, she's great. I enjoyed her. Mike Colter as Luke Cage. I absolutely loved him in this season. He did such a fantastic job as well. Of course, Finn Jones as Danny Rand / Iron Fist. I love this dude. I don't care what anybody says. I think Iron Fist is a great character, and Finn Jones was really great in this season as well. I enjoyed him. He did a really great job as well, and, you know, I thought he just brought a lot to his character in this series as well. So, yeah. All four of the Defenders are really great, and the other actors in this season 2, like, you know, Sigourney Weaver is in this season. She plays the main villain She plays like the big head of the hand, basically. She's like the big hand, if you guess you would say. But, you know, she's really great. She comes, and plus her character is really intriguing. She's not, I guess you could say, stereotypical superhero villain, per se. She's really great. Like, her, you know, her character's really intriguing. Like, when you learn some things that happened to her in this season, you're just like, wow. You know, it's just really intriguing, her character. And the fact that she's been alive since, like, 1820, and she's just been resurrected, and we keep on living and living and living. You know, the hand never stops. It just keeps living. But, you know, and she was great. I thought Sigourney Weaver was very intriguing as the villain. Alita Young, I believe that's how you, say her name, but she was great too. She was, you know, she came back as Elektra, and, you know, she's just really intimidating, honestly, as, like, you know, because basically her and, like, the Hand are basically, like, the main villains, you know, and she was great. Like, I thought she did a really great job, and she was actually really intimidating. I actually enjoyed her in this, and all the other characters from, like, Daredevil and Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, they all come back for this. Like, Deborah Ann Woll comes back. She was pretty good. Eldon Heston, I believe that's who plays Foggy. He was back. He was great too. You know, was it the guy who plays with like Jessica Jones's like neighbor or something? But he was great. Rachel Taylor was back too. I enjoyed her. You know, Misty Knight, she was great. That's from Luke Cage. She was great. You know, Jessica Henwick came back. She was fantastic as well. I thought she was a great addition. And Rosario Dawson, who's just in all these, you know, series and whatever, and she was great too. You know, she really is. I actually like the fact that she's in all of these series. You know, and she adds actually a lot of element to this, and she was really great. I enjoyed her in this as well. So yeah, the acting all across the board is really great. I thought the acting was absolutely tremendous. The action sequences are fantastic. I thought they were very well filmed, honestly. Like, some really, really great action sequences, especially one that happens at the end of episode 3, in the beginning of episode 5, and in the season finale. And yeah, I'll talk about that more when we get to our moments. But like, the action sequences were really, really fantastic. I absolutely love the action sequences. They're so well filmed, so great, and so well choreographed as well. Like, seriously, they're very, very well choreographed. So yeah, the action sequences are really fantastic. I love the dynamic between all of the characters in this, between, you know, all the Defenders, because the Defenders have to have good chemistry, you know. They really have to, because they're a team. If they don't, then, you know, it's gonna fall apart. But they really do. Like, I love the back and forth between a lot of these characters. Like, the back and forth between Luke Cage and Iron Fist, or Daredevil and Jessica Jones, or Daredevil and Iron Fist. Like, it's great, the back and forth between all the characters in this, you know, season. I love, you know, that they feel like a team. You know, they don't want to be a team, but there's no choice. They have to be a team. And they really do make the most of it. I really love that. Like, they are fantastic as a team. And, you know, Charlie Cox, Kristen Ritter, Mike Coulter, and Finn Jones, they really do have a nice chemistry with each other. And they do such a great job with that in this season. I really do think I buy into the fact that these guys are a team. And that they want to, you know, help New York. And they do a really great job with that. So yeah, I love the chemistry between all the characters in this season. Like I said, I thought the villains were great. Like, seriously, some of the best in the television series, and the television universe and whatever. Like, seriously, I loved Angelica. I thought she was a great villain. That's who Sigourney Weaver plays. Elektra was great. The rest of the Hand was pretty fantastic too. So yeah, the villains were really great in this season, and brought a lot of tension as well, and I quite enjoyed that a lot. The writing is great too. I thought the writing was really fantastic with this season. The directing is quite great. I do think the directing is fantastic. It's very well directed, very well shot, very well edited. The cinematography is really gorgeous with this series. I absolutely love the cinematography with this season. Just some really, really fantastic directing. It's very, very well filmed. It really is. I absolutely love the directing with this season of The Defenders. It's really, really well filmed. And the show, sorry, the season moves at a really nice pace to me. I really do think so. I do think the season moves at quite a nice pace. Like, I know some people, thought the first 2 episodes were really slow. It's really slow and doesn't really get going. I honestly thought the first episode moved pretty fast. Not like rushing, but it moved at a pretty nice natural pace. And just what I loved about the first episode kind of just tells us what has been happening with these characters after each of their seasons. Because it's not like immediately in the first episode they're gonna be like, oh hey, we're together now, hey, we're the Defenders. Like, I didn't expect that, and I actually like that they didn't do that. You know, they built upon that, and that was great. Like, it was really fantastic. I love the way how they did that in this season, and I really do think this season moved at a pretty nice pace and really took its time, and I love that. You know, it didn't feel like they had to rush to get to the team up. They, you know, took their time with it, and it was great. So yeah, and plus 8 episodes was the perfect length for this. I felt like if they did 13, it would have dragged it out a lot. So I'm actually glad that they did only 8 episodes for this season, because it really did fit nicely, and it was actually great. So yeah. So let's get into what I do with these television show reviews. The 6 defining moments of the season to your boy here. So here we go. Defining moment number 1. The first time, it's more or less like a parallel. I want to talk about like a parallel connection. It's when Luke Cage meets Iron Fist for the first time, and when Daredevil meets Jessica Jones for the first time. It's really great. Like when because, you know, Danny and Colleen are, like, investigating this place, and they see a cleanup team come in, and they're beating all the cleanup team and whatever, and there's this one guy, Luke Cage was talking to this kid earlier, and, you know, Danny's asking him all these questions and stuff, and then here comes Luke Cage, and Luke Cage and Iron Fist get into, like, this fight and whatever. It was just epic to, like, see these characters meet for the first time. And that fight scene was really great. Like, Danny's just trying his best to fight him. And then, you know, he's got his fist all ready to go. And just knocks out Luke Cage. Luke Cage goes flying. And it was awesome. Like, it was a cool moment. Because, you know, Luke Cage is unbreakable. And the fact that he was breakable in that scene was quite great to witness. So that was just really cool. And just the meeting of those 2 characters were really great. And then at the end of episode 2, you know, it's very brief, but it's awesome. Jessica Jones is getting investigated and whatever, and then here comes Matt, and he's like, you know, Jessica Jones, I'm your lawyer. And it's just great. Like, it's just the meeting of these characters for the first time. Not together, but just somewhat of that. And it was just really fantastic. I really loved that a lot. Now, the next moment I want to talk about is when they actually eventually do all meet together, and this is at the end of episode 3. And that whole action scene is fantastic. Like, seriously, that whole action scene was great. I absolutely loved the action scene so much. And it was, of course, in a hallway, and it was great. Like, it was very well filmed, very well shot. The very well choreographed. It was really, really great. I love that action scene so much. It was just so cool to see all of them meet up for the first time and all just beating up some bad guys with each other. It was great. Like, it really, really was. I loved it so much. Like, it was so fantastic to watch on screen. Just them fighting together for the first time and just getting to know each other in the weirdest way possible. It was so great. So yeah, that whole action scene was so fantastic. Like, I honestly got chills during that. Like, that was great. The next one is another action scene. It somewhat starts at the end of episode 4. Like, it's about to happen. So when you know episode 5 starts, that's when the action scene is going down. And we see in the beginning of episode 5 that all the 5 members of the Hand are getting ready. They're getting ready to go to the Chinese restaurant because they need the Iron Fist, because the Iron Fist unlocks something unlocks something that could save them from dying, and they need the Iron Fist. And it's so great. Like, they all gear up to go to the Chinese restaurant, And when we see this one dude like run and jump into the place, that's when we see that the action scene's going down and just chaos is happening. Like, it's so fantastic. Like, it was really great, and it really was. I absolutely love that action scene as well. Like, it was so much fun to watch. Just seeing all of them beat down on some bad guys, it was great. Like, it really was. And also, Daredevil trying to kind of get Elektra back was also great. That's another thing I forgot to mention. Like, he does that in this action scene. He tries to be like, you know, I can help you. And I actually like that he really just wanted to try and help Elektra. And that's another thing I loved about his character in this season as well. So yeah, overall, that action sequence was great as well. Like, that was so much fun to watch. Now, the next moment I want to talk about happens at the end of episode 6. And Angelica, she's like talking to what was it, Madame Gao, the one Chinese dude, and Kung Ling's master, who came back for this. And she's talking to them, and she's like, I'm the leader, I'm the one who calls the shots, basically. And then all of a sudden, like, you just hear like a sword or a knife just went through her, and you see it was Elektra, and you're like, okay, like, because what they did with this, Angelica has like a bond with Elektra in this. You know, it was basically the daughter that she never had. And just to see that Elektra betrays her like that was really shocking. It was really great, actually. And I quite enjoyed that a lot. And like, she just chops her head off clean, like, swoop, like, clean off. And it was just a really shocking moment, a really, like, bone-chilling one at the same time, because that just goes to show, like, kind of how heartless this character is now. Like, it was really great. It was really just shocking to watch, honestly. So, yeah, and, man, like, I was just like, wow, holy moly. Like, that was just like, man. So, yeah, and the next moment I want to talk about, this was the final action sequence in the season finale, which was really great, because this is when they finally figured themselves out as a team. Like, this was, you know, this was like the time they figured themselves out as a team, and they're like, you know what, we're a team, and we gotta fight. And it's great. Like, it seriously is. You see damage just being caused everywhere, from, you know, Daredevil to Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. Like, everybody's throwing punches at someone, and it's great. Like, it was very well filmed. It was just so exciting to watch. Like, it really was. It was so exciting to watch that action sequence in that. Like, it was just so fantastic. I love that action sequence so much. And then when Matt, you know, because the place is about to blow up, they have a bomb in there to blow up, basically to end the Hand forever. And Matt's like, you guys go. I need to figure this out. And, you know, that's what he does. He wants to, because he really wants to try and get Elektra back, no matter what, if it even costs his life. And it really, and that's what I really loved about this. I know some people have complained about the fact that, like, oh, like, they did the whole cop-out thing again where they killed off a character, but he's not really dead. I think the way that they did it here was actually pretty great, because it just goes to show, it was a very heroic moment for Matt. It just goes to show how much of a great character he is, and just no matter what, he just wants to try and help out Elektra. He just wants to help out the woman that he loves. And that was great. Like, I really love that he was able to make that sacrifice in order to just get someone back. Like he was able to sacrifice his life in order to get back, to really get back someone that really has been just brainwashed, honestly. And he just does a great job with that. I thought that scene was very well handled and really, you know, well thought out. I thought they did a great job with that, honestly. So, yeah, and then the place blows up, and all three of them think Matt dies and whatever. And it was just, honestly, a great moment. Like, I really thought it was a really fantastic moment, to be honest. And then the last moment I want to talk about is, honestly, the way that they wrap up things. The way that they wrap up things with Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Daredevil, like, they just really wrap up everything perfectly. Like, seriously, I think they really wrap up a lot of things perfectly towards the end of this episode. And it's quite great. And what I thought they were going to end the episode on, because Iron Fist is like on a rooftop and he's looking at a building and his fist glows. And, like, it was just going to end there. I thought it was like, oh no, it can't end there. Like, it can't end there. But then it cuts back to Daredevil laying in a bed. And I'm like, I figured he'd survive the explosion. But man, now, like, he's back in the church. Like, he's back at the orphanage. Like, oh boy. And he's like all bruised up and all, like, he's got like bandages all over his head. And it's just like, oh boy, like, we got some questions to be answered in season 3 of Daredevil. And yeah, that's probably going to be the big question of that is, what exactly, how did Matt get out of there? So, we'll have to just find that out when season 3 comes along of Daredevil. Now, there's one issue I do have with Defenders. And I don't know if I'm pretty sure not that many people are going to agree with me on this, but you know what? I don't care. I don't like how they treat Iron Fist as a joke in this. To be honest, for the most part, they treat Iron Fist like he's a joke. And what do I necessarily mean by that, per se? Because, listen, I'm not saying, like, immediately when you hear, like, he's the immortal Iron Fist and, like, he fought, like, you know, he lived with monks and all that. Like, I don't expect the characters to believe him, like, right away. You know, sure, if he told me that, I would have been like, wait, what? Like, of course, I'm not going to expect the characters to believe him right away, but they treat him like a joke, especially Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. Like, they seriously treat him as a joke for the most part, and I was just kind of annoyed by that. Really, Daredevil was the only one that I really didn't treat him that much as a joke. Sure, he has his things here and there, but really he was the one that was kind of by his side a lot. And they're really treating him as a joke, yet he can do more than really you think he can. And he's the most important key of this entire season, to be honest with you, because the Hand needs him. The Hand needs him to unlock the key. So, and the fact that they treat him like a joke in this, for the most part, I just didn't really like. And that was probably really my only major issue with this season, is that the fact that they treat him like a joke, really, for the most part. I just didn't like that. Like, the characters treat him as a joke, even though he's, like, more powerful than they really think he is. And I just didn't really like that. That was probably the only thing I really didn't like about this season. Besides that, I think it's really great. Just, it was everything I could have possibly have wanted from this epic crossover team up. It was everything I could have possibly wanted, and I loved this season a lot. So, it's time for my official grade on Season 1 of Marvel's The Defenders, and my official grade on Season 1 of Marvel's The Defenders is an A. It's a great season. Like, I really thought it was a really fantastic season. It's really great. You know, really develops the characters a lot, and really shows a great team. That's what I love about this. I love the team the most about this, because their chemistry with each other is really fantastic. I really love that a lot. The acting was great. The action sequences were fantastic. It had some great villains to it. Just overall, it was a fantastic season, and I had so much enjoyment watching it. So, yeah, it's probably my second favorite Marvel show. Number 1 is still Daredevil, but this is probably my second favorite. I love this a lot. This was everything I could have wanted from this big crossover event. So, yeah, definitely deserves an A. So, if you have seen Season 1 of Marvel's The Defenders, what did you think? Leave it in the comment section below. And I'm FilmFan0599. We'll see you all later. Peace.